Alright guys, how's it going? Jeppsforst here, and we are almost at week 4 of the NFL season. Almost 1/4 of the way through the season after this week is over. So let's just get right into the predictions. So first, the 4 teams with the bye is Dallas, Kansas City with a 3-0 start, and Minnesota and Tampa Bay. All 4 of them have a bye this week. Okay, so the first game is San Francisco at Atlanta. This game should not be very hard for Atlanta at all. San Francisco is winless so far this year and got blown out by Kansas City. No contest, so Atlanta is going to blow them out as well. Atlanta winning 27-6 in that matchup. Then we got Cincinnati at Cleveland. I think this will also be another fairly unclose game, as Cleveland, as they are every year, is not very good. Cincinnati has not many different options, but they have enough options to handle Cleveland easily. Cincinnati winning 24-10. Next we got the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. This also should not be a very tough matchup for the Jets, as Buffalo is winless again this year. They are very bad, to be quite frank. Sorry if you're any Buffalo Bills fans out there, but the New York Jets are they're gonna be able to handle them easily. Their defense is still solid. Their offense has gotten better. Jets are gonna win 27-13. Next we got the Seattle Seahawks with Pete Carroll against St. Louis. Now St. Louis last week was very impressive, winning by I forget how many points they won last week by, but they were pretty impressive last week. But they're facing Seattle, and Seattle beat San Diego, who I think is a good team, and Pete Carroll has done well with them. I think Seattle is going to win 21-16. Next we got Denver at Tennessee. Now this should be actually a pretty interesting matchup, even though Denver isn't as good this year as they were last year. I still think it's going to be a pretty good matchup. But Tennessee, Chris Johnson, he's just a boss. Just to put it at that. Tennessee, Vince Young has not been as great this year. His stats are not as good, but with Chris Johnson how he is, Tennessee will win this one 27-20. In our next matchup, we got Detroit at Green Bay. Detroit has been they're not showing it on the win-loss record-wise, but I think they've been better this year. They only lost to the Eagles by a few points. And I think they're going to give the Packers a fight, but I think the Packers are going to pull out, and they're going to win 30-20. Next this is a very interesting matchup. Next we got Baltimore at Pittsburgh. This is obviously one of the very big rival. 2 outstanding defenses. I think Pittsburgh's is better though. So far this year, Pittsburgh's is better. So that's what I think this game's going to come down to, defense. And since Pittsburgh's is better, I'm picking Pittsburgh to beat Baltimore 21-17. Next we have Carolina at New Orleans. This should not be a very tough matchup for the Saints, as Carolina is winless so far this year, and deservingly. They barely have a quarterback. D'Angelo Williams is off this year, so Carolina won't have much of a shot in this one. New Orleans 31-13. Then we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Basically the same thing with the Jaguars. They're not a good team at all. They got beaten very badly last week by the Eagles. So I think, and Indianapolis is obviously they're great every year. Austin Collie had an awesome week last week. I think Indianapolis is going to win 34-10. We got Houston at Oakland. Houston lost last week. A lot of people were expecting them to beat the Cowboys, but the Cowboys pulled through. I still think Houston is a pretty good team. And Oakland's okay this year. They're a lot better than previous years, but I still don't think they're good enough. Houston 24-10. 24-14. Next we got Washington at Philadelphia. This is one of the highlight matchups because of McNabb returning to Philadelphia. People are saying that the Philly fans are going to boo him, which, me being a Eagles fan, I don't think that's right. McNabb, he basically ran our team for 11 years or however many years he was here. He's the reason we got so far. So I don't know why they would boo him. That's pretty ridiculous. But I still think that and Michael Vick has obviously been doing outstanding and deserves a starting role. I think the Eagles are going to win 31-20. Next, you got Arizona at San Diego. This is a pretty interesting matchup. Arizona barely won last week, 24-23. But they're facing a San Diego team who's 1-2, off not too that great of a start, but I think they're much better than their record shows. They should be 2-1. They should have won last week, so they had too many turnovers. So I'm picking San Diego to win this one, 27-14 over Arizona. Next we got Chicago at the New York Giants. The Giants have not been very good this year at all. 1-2. Their defense has proven to be quite awful. In Chicago, they're undefeated, 3-0. A big Monday night win last week over Green Bay. I'm picking Chicago to start out the season 4-0, beating the Giants 24-17. And in our Monday night game, we got the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. Miami in another Monday night game, or excuse me, Miami was in Sunday night last week. Never mind. But Miami, even though they lost to the Jets last week, Miami is a very good team. And New England is not as good this year as they were in previous years. Their wide receiver core isn't healthy. Tom Brady he's still doing okay, but he's not doing. He seems to be a little shaky. I don't know, and that they barely have any running backs. So New England is still good, but I think Miami is going to beat them 30-24. Okay, guys, that's basically the end of my predictions. Last week I went 9-7 with my predictions. Not all that great. I could have done a lot better though. Some of my teams didn't step up, like the Chargers. But I have a good feeling to do much better this week. So thank you guys for watching a lot. Talk to you later. Peace.